the garlic as well.
Sorry to interrupt. We've had a phone call to studio.
Hi, my love.
G'day.
Hi. My husband's here. Hi. I'm watching you with the judges. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
What's going on? Have I interrupted something?
Well, we are actually in the middle of tasting all of the dishes. We have 4 incredible cooks here. Yeah, Aaron's here, Minnie's back there, Casper, and Petro. Say hi, guys. It's amazing. They're so talented. We wish you were here. He's in Canberra right now. Yeah. With the veterans.
That's the chandeliers in the background. That's very nice.
Yeah, I see the joints.
Yeah, they go all out here.
Beautiful wine.
That you guys have.
I wish you could try this. These dishes are fantastic.
I see.
Yes. Yeah. Can you see it okay? It's really delicious, and there's a hot sauce that, well, you know me, it's a sample, and it is so good. I don't know. I think it might be too much for you. Spicy.
Good. I'll go enjoy it. Most of just serve you what is well here. And see you later.
Okay, I'll see you later. Say bye to everybody. And there's the crew. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh my gosh. Just when you think you're at the peak, we're FaceTiming Prince Harry. This is nuts. How exciting.
What a lovely surprise. Honestly, it's chuffed.
He's a charmer, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to top that, but like I was saying, there's a lot to love about this dish. It's really tasty, so well done, Aaron.
I think your grandmother would be very, very proud of this dish and what you've done. You've done her proud.
Thanks, Aaron.
Somewhere in a MasterChef Australia studio, a group of home cooks spent months prepping for the biggest challenge of their lives, sweating over plating and seasoning and whether their protein was even remotely cooked through. And then, halfway through judging, the actual biggest moment of the entire episode had nothing to do with food at all. It was a phone. A regular phone handed to a judge mid-tasting, with a very familiar face on the other end saying, "G'day," like he'd just wandered in from the next room instead of an entirely different city. And somehow, that 10-second detour ended up being the moment everyone walked away talking about. Welcome to Royal Truth Desk, the place where we take these viral royal moments and actually sit with them for a minute instead of just scrolling past, because sometimes the small unscripted stuff tells you more than an entire tell-all ever could. Today's story is a genuinely feel-good one, which, let's be honest, doesn't come around nearly often enough in this corner of the internet. So if you're the kind of person who likes getting the full context behind these viral clips instead of just a 15-second cut, go ahead and subscribe right now, because we're about to break down exactly why this moment hit as hard as it did. Here's the setup. Meghan appeared as a guest judge on the latest season of MasterChef Australia, filmed during her and Harry's trip to the country earlier this year, and the episode finally aired this week. She was right in the middle of tasting dishes alongside the show's regular judges, walking contestants through feedback on a spicy larder ingredient challenge when a production staffer let her know there was a call coming through to the studio. She picked up her phone, saw the screen, and immediately lit up. "Hi, my love," she said, before turning the phone around so the judges and contestants could see exactly who'd called in. Harry, live on FaceTime, greeting the room with a cheerful "G'day," like it was the most natural thing in the world. And what followed was just sweet. Genuinely unfiltered, sweet. Harry asked what was going on, half joking about whether he'd interrupted something important, and Meghan lit up describing the dishes in front of her, raving about a hot sauce with real kick to it, joking that it might be a little too spicy for him specifically, teasing him a bit the way you tease someone you've been married to for years and know exactly how to needle in the best way. Harry, for his part, played right along, telling her to go enjoy the food and that he was very sorry to interrupt, before signing off with the kind of easy warmth that doesn't really come across as performance. It comes across as two people who are simply comfortable with each other, checking in because they wanted to, not because a producer told them to. After the call ended, Meghan turned back to the room, still smiling, and summed the whole thing up in one line. "He's a charmer, isn't he?" And honestly, watching the clip back, it's hard to argue with her. There's something disarming about watching two people who've been through as much public scrutiny as these two have, still finding a reason to laugh and tease each other over hot sauce on a cooking show halfway around the world from where he actually was that day. He was in Canberra at the time, spending the day with military veterans while she was filming in the studio. Now, naturally, because this is the internet and because this is specifically Harry and Meghan we're talking about, the reaction wasn't universally warm. A pocket of viewers online rushed to call the moment staged, dismissing it as a manufactured bit of content rather than a genuine surprise, with some particularly cynical commentary suggesting there was no way a call like that just happened to land during filming. And look, we get it. Skepticism is basically the default setting whenever anything involving this couple goes viral at this point, and we're not going to pretend that's a new phenomenon. But here's the thing worth pointing out. Even if the timing of the call was coordinated with producers ahead of time, which frankly would be a completely normal thing for a TV production to arrange with any guest's family, royal or not, that doesn't actually take away from what the moment itself captured. The warmth on Meghan's face wasn't scripted. The easy back and forth, the teasing about the spice level, the "he's a charmer" line delivered with a genuine grin. That's not the kind of thing you can fake convincingly enough to fool an entire room of contestants and judges who were clearly delighted by what they were watching unfold in front of them. And honestly, that's kind of the pattern we keep seeing whenever Harry and Meghan get caught in an unguarded, playful moment together. It happened again more recently, too, when Harry made a surprise cameo during Meghan's Netflix holiday special, wandering into the kitchen mid-filming, stealing a kiss, and diving into a taste test of her mother's gumbo recipe, joking about how much it burned, while still going back for more. There's a real consistency to how these two show up around each other in these lighter, off-the-cuff moments, playful, affectionate, clearly still enjoying each other's company after years of being one of the most publicly dissected couples on the planet. Whatever else people want to argue about regarding their business decisions, their public statements, or their ongoing relationship with the royal family, these smaller human moments have a way of cutting straight through all of that noise. That's really what makes clips like the MasterChef call resonate the way they do. It's not really about the show, and it's not really about the cooking. It's about watching two people who chose each other very publicly at real personal cost, still genuinely enjoying being married years later. In a media landscape that's spent years serving up an endless stream of headlines about alleged rifts, business troubles, and family drama, a moment this simple, a wife teasing her husband about hot sauce over FaceTime while a room full of strangers looks on, charmed, lands as a pretty welcome change of pace. It also says something that Meghan brought Harry and their family into the conversation, even beyond that one phone call. Talking with the judges about cooking for her own household, she described the reality of blending different palates at home, joking that Harry's British upbringing means he leans toward meat, potatoes, and cream sauce, while she gravitates toward grilled meats, fish, and citrus. She talked about how their kids, Archie and Lilibet, get involved in the kitchen too, describing them as great eaters who genuinely enjoy vegetables most children run screaming from, and how family meals function as one of the main ways they stay connected day to day. None of that is a dramatic revelation. It's just an ordinary domestic little window into their life together. And honestly, those are exactly the moments that tend to humanize this couple the most, precisely because there's no controversy attached to any of it. So why does a moment like this matter enough for us to spend a full video on it? Because in a media ecosystem that thrives on manufactured outrage, unverified claims, and speculation dressed up as fact, the kind of stories we spend a lot of time on this very channel carefully unpacking and fact-checking, it's genuinely refreshing to land on something this straightforward. Nobody needs to separate reported claims from confirmed facts here. Nobody needs a disclaimer about unverified sourcing. It's just footage of two people clearly still into each other, sharing an easy, funny little moment on live television. Sometimes the story really is exactly what it looks like, and that's worth appreciating just as much as it's worth appreciating when we catch the sensationalized stuff and slow it down. We'll also say this: the fact that a clip this small and this wholesome generated as much conversation as it did tells you something about the ongoing appetite people have for genuinely positive Harry and Meghan content. For every wave of headlines built around alleged rifts, legal drama, or business speculation, there's clearly still a massive audience out there that responds just as strongly, if not more so, to something this simple: two people who love each other being playful in front of a camera that happened to catch it. That's not nothing. That's a real sustained public interest in seeing this couple succeed and stay happy, regardless of how the more sensational headlines try to frame their story. So, what did you think when you saw the clip? Did it make you smile the way it made us smile, or are you in the definitely staged camp? Either way, drop your honest thoughts down in the comments. We love hearing where you land on these lighter stories just as much as the heavier ones. Before we wrap up, if this kind of feel-good royal content is what you come to this channel for, do us a favor and subscribe to Royal Truth Desk if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss it next time something like this pops up. We cover the serious stuff around here too, but we also love catching these genuinely sweet moments and giving them the spotlight they deserve. If you're already subscribed, drop a like, share this with someone who needs a little reminder that not every Harry and Meghan headline has to be dramatic, and let us know in the comments what other moments from their journey you'd love for us to revisit. And honestly, if there's one thing worth taking away from today's video, it's this: sometimes the best royal stories aren't the ones with hidden agendas, legal implications, or unnamed sources. Sometimes it's just a husband calling his wife to say hello and a room full of strangers falling in love with the two of them all over again. Thanks so much for watching Royal Truth Desk. We'll see you in the next one.